Good morning. It is Thursday, May 7th. Here's what we're working on. A Hamilton realtor and event organizer faces voyeurism charges as police seek additional victims.
The city is urging Hamilton Beach residents to be prepared as Lake Ontario water levels remain elevated.
Here comes the pass across.
The Sabres take Game 1 against the Canadiens. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Kind of a chilly morning. I'm like, okay, we're into May, and I'm wearing gloves.
No, I know.
Yeah.
And you know, it's going to be another cool day. We only got to 10 yesterday. You know, we were doing McHappy Day yesterday, and I was at the drive-out window, where you drive up, and I pass out the goodies.
You did that very well.
Yes.
Well, it's fun. But it was chilly. I'm going to close the window. It's cold out there.
I was hanging around the deep fryer.
You're nice and warm, nice and toasty.
My hands were toasty on the hash
No
browns.
need for the gloves yesterday.
So give your server out the window this morning a really big smile, because
Yes.
that's a difficult job. It
And
really
a shout
is.
out to everyone at the Waterdown McDonald's,
Yeah.
where we were all of us were
Yes.
at
Had a lot of fun.
Happy Day yesterday. It was a lot of fun.
It was, yeah, we have a good time doing it, and of course, it's all for a very good cause. But yeah, it was chilly yesterday, and it's a cool start. We're sitting at 3 degrees right now, so there is frost advisories around us, not for the Hamilton area at the moment, but today we're going to climb to 12 degrees, so we're going to stay on the cool side. Keep in mind, seasonal for a daytime high is 17, so 10 yesterday, 12 again today. Now, there is chance of a shower early this morning, and then chance of showers redeveloping later on this afternoon. So yeah, we're into unsettled weather once again. So we'll talk about that coming up. Okay, let's go to traffic. 403 Waterdown Road area. That's doing fine. No problems. Hamilton, coming out of Hamilton toward Burlington there. Let's go to some MTO traffic cameras. We'll show you that there's no problems here at the Red Hill Creek. However, top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. Now, this has been slow for a long time because of construction around Brant Street. Now, that construction at Brant has just cleared, but we now have a collision coming down the Skyway Bridge to North Shore Boulevard, a place where we get so many collisions, and there's another one, so that's going to really slow things down. It doesn't look like emergency crews are on the scene just as yet. Yep, cue the birds going by there, as you can see. But that's the only problem that we have right now, other than just some lingering construction. All right, weather and traffic details coming up right now. The news.
Okay, thanks very much, Brian. A realtor and event organizer has been charged in a voyeurism investigation. Hamilton police have released his photo because they believe there may be additional victims. 40-year-old Jason Machado has been charged with 3 counts of voyeurism. Police say videos were taken using hidden recording devices. Those recordings are believed to have been made between 2007 and 2025, and not all of the people in them have been identified. Now, Machado was involved with the Hamilton Adventure Expo, and he was part of a Morning Live interview about that expo earlier this year. The founder of Hamilton Adventure Expo posted this message on Instagram late last night, saying in part that due to recent events, Jason Machado is no longer involved in it in any capacity.
A warrant's been issued for a Hamilton man charged with sexual assault. Hamilton police say 36-year-old Christopher Andrade was found not criminally responsible for that charge and one of breaking and entering. He's to be detained at St. Joseph's Healthcare West 5th campus, but didn't show up at a hearing. Police say Andrade is Hispanic, 5 feet 5 inches tall with a medium build. They ask if you see him to call 911.
Parents of a teenager who was shot and killed in downtown Hamilton say they hope his death leads to real changes to make the area safer for others. Mazen and Hala Ascafe sat down with CHCH News through a translator to talk about their son Nabil, sharing memories of him and posing questions about the circumstances of his death. The 16-year-old was gunned down April 24th at Jackson Square in downtown Hamilton. Police allege the killer is a 14-year-old boy who officers say had some sort of altercation with Nabil. Mazen and Hala say Nabil's 14-year-old brother actually heard the gunshots that killed his brother.
He says Nibal had just left the apartment to walk to Jackson Square to get something. He heard the shots and called his mother, who told him to come home. Hala says she immediately called Nabil, who had left the apartment not long before his brother, telling his parents he was going downstairs outside the family apartment to meet a friend for a few minutes after she says Nabil had gotten a phone call. She says she called and called, but there was no answer. Hala affectionately describes Nabil as an ambitious boy, mature beyond his years, who loved life and wouldn't hesitate to help others. She says he loved soccer, traveling, his many friends, and was planning to pursue a career in policing.
That's part of Matt Ingram's exclusive interview yesterday with Nabil's parents. They say that his three brothers are struggling with his death. The family escaped the war in Syria to start a new life in Canada, only to have their eldest son killed. If you'd like to support the family, they have started a fundraising campaign on the website Launch Good. A link to that campaign is up at chch.com.
28-year-old inmate has died following an incident at a maximum security prison west of Kingston. OPP say officers were called to Millhaven Institution over the weekend after an inmate suffered life-threatening injuries. Police say Darian Dania was taken to hospital where he later died. A post-mortem examination will be conducted to determine the exact cause of death.
Federal Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is set to address party members as the Canada Strong and Free Network conference gets underway in Ottawa. Poilievre is expected to deliver a keynote speech just before noon today. The annual gathering also features a fireside chat with former U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Alberta Premier Daniel Smith and U.S. Ambassador to Canada Pete Hoekstra are expected to speak tomorrow. Organizers say this year's theme is a winning vision as Conservatives look to build momentum following a turbulent period for the federal party. Conservative MP Jamil Javani will also take part in a panel on Canada-U.S. relations.
Researchers say online disinformation tied to Alberta separatism is increasing as the province moves closer to a possible referendum vote. A report by DisinfoWatch says the content is being amplified by Russian-linked websites and U.S. social media influencers. The material often claims Alberta is being exploited economically and suggests independence has broad public and foreign support. Alberta's government says it hasn't seen any reliable evidence proving foreign interference is directly influencing the separatist movement.
City of Hamilton is closely monitoring Lake Ontario water levels as they continue to rise. The city says people who live along Beach Boulevard are particularly vulnerable. It suggests people make sure that their downspouts are connected to the sewer system and directed onto lawns and gardens. The city is also increasing inspections of pump stations impacted by high water levels. Crews are working to clean out catch basins as well as ditches to make sure the water can drain properly.
Just a reminder that the province will hear this today. That's a sound that will go out on TVs, radios, and smartphones this afternoon at around 12:55. The system is tested twice a year in May and November to ensure it works properly and to keep the public familiar with emergency alerts. So far this year, the system has already been used dozens of times for emergencies like Amber Alerts and severe weather. Police and emergency services are reminding Ontario residents not to call 911 when a planned test of the Alert Ready system goes off.
The Royal Botanical Gardens' world-famous iris collection is on the move. This is video of hundreds of irises at peak bloom at the RBG a few years ago, if we have that video. There we go. To better preserve the plants and display them more prominently, they are being moved to a bigger space, all of their own, across the road from the RBG Centre in Burlington. Gardening staff are in the process of replanting the entire collection, some of which dates back to the 1940s, cultivars of irises that are centuries old. Here's the RBG's director of horticulture.
We're going to have around 1,100 cultivars in here, each one unique, and some that are only here. They're nowhere else. We can't find them anywhere else on the planet. So they're unique to RBG, and to preserve those through time is quite a story.
And that story is going to take a while to unfold. The RBG isn't expecting a lot of blooms from the irises this year, but will have many more in the years to come.
pretty cool. Montreal Canadiens, Canada's last team standing in the Stanley Cup playoffs, opened their second-round playoff series in Buffalo, but it's Sabres fans who are smiling this morning.
Now they work it down low. Benson gives it back. Here comes the pass across. Deflected foot, scores!
After going 1 for 24 on the man advantage in round one, Ryan McLeod and Bowen Byram scored on the power plays. The Sabres dumped Montreal 4-2 in their series opener last night. Alex Lyon stopped 26 shots, while Josh Doan and Jordan Greenway also scored for Buffalo, who are making their first appearance in the second round since 2007. Nick Suzuki and Kirby Dach replied for Montreal, and Jakub Dobiš made 12 saves in the loss. Buffalo will host Game 2 tomorrow night.
Pass up the middle, Kreider. Again, it's Hannafin back. Boy, carry over to play the puck. In front, score! 2-0 Ducks!
Up and over the glove.
The Plucky Ducks grabbed Game 2 of their second-round series against the Golden Knights. Leo Carlsson scored the eventual game-winning goal in the third period as Anaheim grounded Vegas 3-1. Lucas Dostal made 21 saves and came within 5.6 seconds left from his first career playoff shutout as Anaheim evened their second-round series at a game apiece. Game 3 tomorrow in Anaheim. The Barrie Colts have been fined $15,000 by the OHL for conduct detrimental to the league's public perception. This after a bizarre post-game news conference in Brantford. After the Colts beat the Bulldogs in Game 7 of the East Final on Monday, Colts head coach Dylan Smotzkowitz and captain Keyshawn Aitchison answered every question with the team's motto, "No one cares, work harder." The OHL says the conduct was unprofessional and disrespected the media members in attendance. Rookie camps have opened across the Canadian Football League, including in Hamilton, where we found out that first-round draft pick Jonathan Dennis used AI to learn about the three-down game.
From January till now, I've just been studying the game, learning the rules and the difference between, like American ball and Canadian ball. Good thing is we got technology, so I can just ask ChatGPT, so it's a quick, search up and Google. But yeah, just like learning the difference. I've been studying this game for the past 6 months for real, just to make sure I'm on top of my game.
By the way, Dennis was born in Montreal, grew up in Florida. The Ticats rookie camp continues today at McMaster University's Ron Joy Stadium. Main camp opens on Sunday. The Knicks have the Sixers in a headlock after New York's lopsided win in Game 1. Last night's return engagement featured 25 lead changes, 14 ties, and neither team led by more than 7 points. Jalen Brunson scored 26 points as the Knicks stumped Philadelphia 108-102 to take a 2-0 series lead. Tyrese Maxey scored 26 for the Sixers, who will host Game 3 tomorrow. Victor Wembanyama had 19 points and 15 rebounds in San Antonio's 133-95 win over Minnesota. It was the worst postseason loss in franchise history for the Timberwolves and evens their Western Conference semifinal series at a game apiece. The Spurs shot 50% from the field, 41% on three-pointers, was their highest-scoring playoff game since putting up 145 points in a win over Denver in 1983. The next game is tomorrow in Minneapolis. The Blue Jays are licking their wounds after getting swept in Tampa Bay. The Rays took a 2-0 lead in the fourth inning when Johnny DeLuca hit an RBI double and later scored on Chandler Simpson's two-out single. Tampa has won 12 of their last 13 games. And yeah, the Blue Jays bats were asleep too as they managed just 4 hits. Toronto has lost 4 straight and 5 of 7, dropping to 16-21 on this sleepy season.
We'll see these Rays again.
I know how he feels. Okay, 6:14 is the time right now. Not a lot of sun. The sun is up already here this morning, but we're not seeing a lot of it right now. Actually getting some light shower activity is just pushing into the west end of Lake Ontario. It'll be a brief thing. So first of all, let's talk about traffic. Okay, 403 in Waterdown Road area. That's our camera, doing okay. Still coming out of Hamilton toward Burlington, doing fine. Let's go to where the problem is. Over the Skyway Bridge. Oh, they've adjusted the camera here. Okay, well, we had a collision Looking back at the Skyway Bridge, and it was in the left lane, right, the usual spot, just about at the base of the Skyway, Toronto bound. So that it has now gone. So that's some good news. All right, more good news. It's doing fine here at 7th in St. Catharines. Grays Road, there you're seeing some wet roads here now as that brief shower pushes through. Not too bad there at Appleby. Dundas Street coming down toward the Ford plant. It's doing okay. So let's get to temperature. And yes, we have just a brief shower, just a little blip on our radar picture that was moving its way across. Otherwise, the sky has been mostly cloudy all night and continues to be that way this morning. The winds are light, the humidity's up there, the temperature is cool, below seasonal at 3 degrees. There is a risk of frost. Today we should hit 12 degrees. Once again, another cool day, below seasonal, and we do have that chance of showers early this morning, like we're getting, and then later on popping up again this afternoon. So we don't really have any systems bothering us. We're just in between systems. So yeah, there's that chance of showers, little instability. We'll see a bit of sunshine, but we're not looking at milder temperatures to push in. And I'll give you a heads up on our long-range forecast that I'll talk about later on. We don't even reach seasonal for the next 7 days. And today, again, just like yesterday, on the cool side, 12, 13 degrees today. Bit of sun, but chance of showers for the day. Tonight, temperatures are going to be even chillier. 2 degrees for Hamilton, 1 for Brantford, and 0. And yes, that is, not that I wanted to put that on that graphic there, flurries into Guelph and Kitchener. Nope, didn't like doing that, but that's the way it is. So 14 degrees tomorrow to 15, depending on where you are. Sun-cloud mix, and again, a chance of a shower. So out the door this morning, 7th morning of May, temperature is cool. We're at 3. It is mostly cloudy. Long range coming up. Annette, Rick.
Okay, right after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily with a preview of what she has for us in Chit Chat. And in business news, Airbus Canada has landed a huge deal, an historic one. The details coming up. 6:18, time to say good morning for the first time to Emily. What's up on Chit Chat?
Hi, good morning. Yesterday, it was a McHappy day. We're going to talk about our participation. Wow, I don't know what happened there.
It was a busy shift for all of us, actually.
It was super busy. They have some serious rushes. And Brian Wood and I, well, when we were there, we've got some stories to tell you. We've got some stories. Yeah. We'll take a look at Netflix's newest series, The Burrows. And later on, there's a new Anthony Bourdain biopic coming to theaters, and it looks fantastic.
Okay. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Emily.
Taking a look at business news right now on the markets, the Canadian dollar is up, trading at 73.37 cents U.S. Gold is up $53 U.S. an ounce, and oil is down $1.24 to $93.83 U.S. a barrel. You'll notice gas prices have gone down about 5 cents a liter. In midday European trading, there are mixed numbers at this hour, but not a lot of change.
Japan's Nikkei posted a record single-day gain of more than 3,300 points to hit an all-time closing high. Solid day on the North American market set yesterday's close, with the TSX gaining more than 400 points.
Quebec's aviation industry has scored a huge contract with a low-cost Malaysian airline. Airbus Canada has signed a deal to assemble 150 A222 jets for AirAsia at its facility in Mirabel. The agreement is the French-owned aircraft maker's largest single-form order for the narrow-body planes. Prime Minister Mark Carney was at this announcement. He says the deal's an example of how the benefits that flow from diversifying trade beyond the United States. The first A220-300 is expected to roll off the line in early 2028.
Apple has agreed to a $250 million settlement in a class action lawsuit over AI capabilities of iPhone 16. The suit claimed Apple deceived customers when it marketed its AI system called Apple Intelligence with the iPhone 16 in 2024. It said Apple Intelligence and an enhanced Siri did not exist when the iPhone 16 came out. Apple said it has delivered more than 20 Apple Intelligence features through software updates. The settlement covers all models of iPhone 16 and certain iPhone 15 models. There's also a separate ongoing Apple privacy breach class action in Canada filed last year, which covers Canadian owners of Siri-enabled devices.
Energizer has introduced child-safe lithium batteries. They have several safety features. They come in child-resistant packaging and have color alert technology that alerts caregivers by dyeing a child's mouth blue if they put one of these batteries in their mouth. The batteries also have a bitter coating to help discourage swallowing them. If they are accidentally swallowed, the batteries have ingestion burn protection to prevent burning of the digestive tract. These batteries are available now in stores in Canada and the U.S.
All right, quick break. Brian is going to return with your update on your drive to work this morning and your 7-day weather forecast. Stay with us.
Good morning, 6:25 already on this Thursday morning, 7th of May. We're looking at traffic for QEW. That's our MTO traffic camera just east of Lake going through St. Catharines. St. Catharines is very light volume. We'll flip ahead to Woodward Avenue. Now, it was a little slow earlier. We did have a collision going down the Skyway Bridge, Toronto bound, just about to North Shore Boulevard. So that slowed things down across the Skyway, but now things are moving much better. Here's a look at Walker's Line. Flip ahead to Dorval. Not seeing a lot of volume, even on the 403 here east of Mississauga Road. Actually, as well, not seeing a lot of sunshine either. We have had a little shower push its way across us in the past half an hour or so. So temperatures this morning, oh yeah, we're on the cool side once again, way below seasonal. 3 degrees to start the morning here in Hamilton, 4 for Mississauga, 6 for Grimsby, and for Toronto as well. So yep, looking at our seasonal temperatures for this time of year, 17. We got to 10 yesterday, and that was it. Today we'll hit 12. Seasonal overnight low is 6. Those are our sun times and records for today. We gain another couple of minutes of daylight today. So for school today, 6 for the first bell. A mix of sun and clouds. We should see some sunshine. And then after school, there's that chance of a shower in 12. So 12 today, 2 overnight tonight. It's going to be even chillier, risk of frost. Tomorrow, 14, chance for showers. And the chance of showers linger Friday, Saturday, even for Mother's Day. Temperatures staying cool. Now, we don't have one seasonal daytime high as we go through the next 7-day forecast. So 13 for Mother's Day and showers. Nice days for Monday and Tuesday. Back to showers on Wednesday. That's your forecast. And that, right.
Okay, well, at the San Francisco Bay, a popular and very large sea lion has become quite the celebrity.
Chonkers is the star of the show at San Francisco's Pier 39, so much so the Marine Mammal Center is now selling plushies inspired by the sea lion. Chonkers has seen hanging around in the Bay Area since early March. It's unclear if the sea lion is alone or if it's part of a bigger group visiting the area. The Marine Mammal Center says proceeds from the plush toy will help support and protect chonkers and other marine mammals.
Have you ever been to that marina in San Francisco?
I have not, no.
Okay, so it's by Fisherman's Wharf.
Okay.
And I love to go whenever I'm in San Francisco and just sit and watch. They've got viewing platforms and listen because the noise is deafening.
Really?
When they get so many of these sea lions on there.
Wow.
They're very loud.
They should have made the plushie life-size. Now, that would have been something.
That would have been something, yeah. No, it's an awesome spot.
That's pretty cool. All right, stay with us. More to come after the break here on Morning Live. Good morning. Was that from the sea lions? The noise?
Yeah.